Hey guys, Tara Scott from Revitalize. I read a super interesting study this week that came out of, was published in May in the Annals of Oncology. And this was data on COVID patients. It was like 9,500 and some patients out of 68 centers in Italy. And basically what it showed was 56% of those patients were male. And so they started studying how not the prognosis, but how patients did. And overwhelmingly, the male patients were more susceptible to the COVID infection. And so when they dug a little deeper, there were two proteins or entryways that the virus can get into the cell. And one is an ACE2, and I'm blanking, it was like TTM or something. It doesn't really matter. It was another protein. But that particular protein is regulated by androgens or male hormones. So they went further and looked specifically at cancer patients. And the death rate was much lower, a fourfold risk reduction in prostate cancer patients. And most of those prostate cancer patients were taking a drug that blocks androgens, because there's a school of thought that thinks that androgens are part of the reasons why prostate cancer can get out of control. I have my own theories. I think androgens and estrogens, but nevertheless, that's a traditional therapy, is to block androgens. Just like breast cancer, we block estrogen. So those patients that were on those androgen blocking therapies had a much better prognosis, fourfold less prognosis. Infection was milder infection of COVID. Very interesting. The third thing that was in that article that was super interesting to me especially is that in Stony Brook, New York, they're currently conducting a trial of using estrogen. So they're literally putting an estrogen patch on patients with COVID that first week for 7 days. I'm super excited to hear about what that happens. So thinking that estrogen actually has a protective benefits. So again, this is underlying why the proper amount of estrogen is necessary for people. It doesn't mean everyone should take it. It doesn't mean no one should take it. It means we should be optimally balanced with our hormones. So stay tuned. I'm sure I'll post when the findings of that study come through. It'll be a while, but I'm super interested to hear what happens. So estrogen, ladies, something in our favor.